welcome back to Superbike Rescue Network, where we don't know what we're talking about and just make up stuff as we feel like it. Since so many of the armchair experts weighed in on my last GSXR video, I thought I would take the time to set my crack pipe down and admit to all the things I got wrong. First, let's address the elephant in the room. You are all right. This is not a factory race bike built by a team of Japanese engineers in a secret lab specifically for competition use only. It did, in fact, start its life as an off-the-shelf, bone-stock 1991 GSXR. Even though this bike was built and raced by Team Hammer, who also competed as Team Suzuki Endurance and were funded by Suzuki and represented Suzuki as a factory team, it is not a factory race bike. I apologize. Clearly, this bike is not the actual bike used by Team Hammer, despite the documentation signed by John Ulrich, founder of Team Hammer Racing, and even though this bike was sold with these papers showing the VIN numbers to tie this bike back to being exactly what it claims to be, it's surely a fake. As the documents provided with the bike show, this is the bike that was used by Team Hammer, and it may not be the exact configuration that it was in when it rolled across the finish line April 13, 1991 to set the 24-hour speed record at Willow Springs Raceway against several competitors. It is in fact the actual bike used for that event. Now, I would like to thank those of you who pointed out that it was not used in any AMA sanctioned racing event. You are correct. The bike competed in WERA sanctioned events. And a huge thanks to the one eagle-eyed viewer that also pointed out that this could not be a race bike as it has lights, and no race bike was ever raced with lights. Even though it competed in a 24-hour race, the commenter was unable to see any reason you would need light. Perhaps someone can inform him of the fact that it gets dark at night. While I was unable to reach the author of that comment for him to provide an explanation of how riders were able to compete 24 hours of riding with no means of seeing the road, while racing in the dark with no lights would definitely add a layer of excitement, I just don't think that's how it was done. While I'm clearly missing the obvious answer of lights on the track, clearly no one told the riders in this actual footage of the 1999 24-hour race at Willow Springs, because it does appear in fact that these bikes are actually racing with headlights. Another commenter correctly stated that it's just a stock bike with a few parts thrown at it, which I guess is true because Yoshimura airboxes are a dime a dozen, these custom triple clamps are available at AutoZone, and most stock bikes have PM quick release calipers. And Suzuki just hands out the quick fill tanks to anyone that wants one. Just like every truly great sport bike, I'm sure your buddy knows a guy who could build it way cheaper, and yes, sir, your 600 is probably faster.